So we are ready, to be honest. Um, I don't know what to say. We are playing Shadow of War. Uh, I did not know about the Lord of the Rings, or to be honest, my first year of university, I had no idea about some of the biggest, names in sci-fi and fantasy and stuff like that. I'm talking about movies and TV shows exclusively. Books, I don't know much about books right now, anyways. So my friend that I made in my first year of university, he introduced me to Star Wars. He was like, "Do you watch Star Wars?" I was like, "नहीं यार, वल्ला दिल नहीं करता देखने का." He was like, "You're missing out on something huge. Do you like sci-fi?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, I like sci-fi. Like that's sci-fi." I was like, "Okay, so I'm gonna watch it." And I watched all 6 movies. Yes, I said 6. I watched all 6 movies, and I became a huge fan. And then he was like, "Okay, so have you watched the Lord of the Rings movies?" I was like, "No." He was like, "Do you like fantasy?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Well, the Lord of the Rings is like the Star Wars of fantasy." So I was like, "Okay, my expectations are high." And even with high expectations, I was like absolutely blown away by Peter Jackson's The Lord of the Rings trilogy. And I remember I had an Xbox 360 and I was looking for new games to play. It was the year 2015, I believe. And I looked up a game called Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. I honestly didn't even recognize the Middle-earth part in the name. I recognized the Mordor part of the name. And I was like, okay, this has to be something like Lord of the Rings, right? So I looked it up on YouTube and I loved it. So I bought it for my 360, but the game ran so bad and the load times were so long that I quit it. I did not play it past like the first 2 hours. And then in 2017, I bought the PlayStation 4 and then I got Middle of Shadow of Mordor for the PS4 early 2017. And I played the game, I absolutely loved it, and as luck would have it, Middle of Shadow of War, the sequel to the first game, was coming out in, I think it was September 2017. And I bought the game day one and I played it and I loved it, and now I am replaying it. Yes, this is not a blind playthrough. I have played both the games before, but I just played through the main story. I have not explored the Nemesis System, the famous, tried and tested, and fan favorite Nemesis System. I have not tested it to its limits at all. I am really looking forward to doing that. I did play Shadow of Mordor before, this game. Right now, like a week ago, I played Shadow of Mordor and I loved it. So, unfortunately, I couldn't record it, but here we are, Shadow of War. We are still in Minas Tirith, I think, or is it Minas Ithil? It's Minas Ithil. And we're still here. This is the first act, and not a lot of story into the game. We're still just after the prologue. I've done like 2 story missions, I guess, and we're here. And next time you hear my voice, we're gonna be in the game. So stay tuned.